What if I told you that one gunshot, a single moment, started a chain reaction that engulfed the entire world in chaos? Empires collapsed, millions died, and the modern world as we know it was born out of fire, blood, and barbed wire. This is the story of World War I, the Great War, a war that changed everything. Segment 1. The year is 1914. Europe is a tinderbox, a continent divided between powerful empires and fragile alliances. On one side, the Triple Entente Britain, France, and Russia. On the other, the Triple Alliance Germany, Austria-Hungary, and Italy. And then the spark. 28 June 1914. Sarajevo, Bosnia. Archduke Franz Ferdinand, heir to the Austro-Hungarian throne, is assassinated by Gavrilo Princip, a 19-year-old Serbian nationalist. That one shot sets off a domino effect of war declarations. Austria blames Serbia. Russia defends Serbia. Germany backs Austria. France and Britain jump in to stop Germany. Within weeks, the world is at war. Segment 2. Into the fire. When the war began, most soldiers thought it would be over by Christmas. They were wrong. Terribly wrong. The Germans unleashed their Schlieffen Plan, sweeping through neutral Belgium to strike France. But Belgium fought back fiercely, slowing the Germans and giving the Allies time to respond. Then came the Battle of the Marne, September 1914. French taxis ferried troops to the front lines. Paris was saved. But the war had changed, it became a deadlock. From the North Sea to Switzerland, a 400-mile line of trenches cut across Europe, and both sides dug in. Segment 3. Life in the trenches. Imagine this. You are standing knee-deep in mud. The stench of death hangs in the air. Shells explode every minute. And if you dare lift your head, a sniper's bullet could find you. This was life in the trenches, the most brutal form of warfare ever seen. Soldiers lived with rats, lice, and fear. They fought not just the enemy but disease, hunger, and despair. They called it no man's land, the deadly stretch between opposing trenches. Charging across it meant near certain death. And yet, thousands did, at Verdun, at the Somme, at Ypres, names forever etched into history. At the Battle of the Somme, 1916, over 1 million men were killed or wounded for just a few miles of ground. Segment 4. A new kind of war. World War I wasn't just fought with rifles and courage, it was fought with innovation and horror. The world saw machine guns, tanks, airplanes, submarines, and chemical weapons for the first time. Poison gas turned the air into a weapon. Pilots became the new knights of the sky, men like the German ace Red Baron, who shot down over 80 planes. And deep below the seas, German U-boats hunted Allied ships, including the famous Lusitania, whose sinking turned public opinion, especially in America. Segment 5. The world joins in. This wasn't just a European war anymore, it was a world war. From India to Africa, Australia to Canada, millions of colonial troops fought for empires that ruled them. And in 1917, a giant entered the fight. The United States joined the Allies after German U-boats attacked its ships and after a secret telegram, the Zimmerman Note, tried to pull Mexico into war against the US. With fresh American troops and resources, the balance began to shift. But that same year, in the East, another empire fell. The Russian Revolution toppled the Tsar, and Russia pulled out of the war. Segment 6. The end of empires. By 1918, Germany was exhausted. The Allies launched one final massive offensive, and the Central Powers began to crumble. On 11th November 1918, at 11 a.m., the guns finally fell silent. Armistice Day. The world rejoiced, but the cost was unimaginable. Over 16 million people dead, entire cities destroyed, and four great empires, German, Austro-Hungarian, Ottoman, and Russian, gone forever. Segment 7, Aftermath and Legacy. In 1919, leaders met at Versailles to build peace. But instead of healing, the treaty punished Germany harshly, crippling its economy and fueling anger that would later give rise to Adolf Hitler and World War II. World War I changed borders, societies, and politics across the globe. Women took on new roles, old empires faded, and the 20th century began in the shadow of tragedy. One gunshot started it all. Millions paid the price. And though it ended over a century ago, the echoes of World War I still shape our world today. If you found this story powerful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, because next time, we'll explore how the aftermath of this war lit the fuse for the next one.